This is a story time of when I quit my job and became an entrepreneur. I was working for this company. I think I had been there about 3 years maybe. So I always knew I wanted to do something, but I didn't know what. I knew working was not for me. I would always either get fired or it just was not for me. I was working at this company and I had just had I was pregnant with my baby, and I was trying to figure out what I could do to not go back to work after my 6-week checkup. So my husband, he was a chef at a private club. Long story short, I was like, oh, we should get a food truck. That's how it came about. We talked about it. He agreed. So I went to work. I ended up having Lele. I had to go back to work. I had to go back to work after my 6-week checkup because I hadn't figured out what by then. So I think I was at work maybe a month or two. Maybe 4. Okay, because that happened in March. I had London in September. Yeah. So we just gonna say about 4 months. Once my husband agreed to, yeah, that'll be cool. So, and then I had already been looking at people's checks. Well, no, okay, I take that back. That was almost 10 years ago. So I saw a few people that used to ask me questions and I used to help them. I saw what they were making. So in my head, I'm like, you asking me questions and you making more than me? How you asking me questions, but you making, I think she was getting like $5,000 a month. It was a lot, but for me, and I was getting $12.50. I was getting $12.50 an hour, and she asking me questions. I'm helping her do her job. So right then, it was just like, it wasn't making sense to me. So I was like, no. So once he agreed to, okay, yeah, food truck, I went to work, turned my 2-week notice in, quick. I was so excited. So I typed it up, printed it, and I'm like what's the Kevin Hart? It's about to go down. So I called my supervisor in my office, and I was the only black person there. I was the only black person in the building. So it was kind of like, it's like when you go to work, you can't be yourself. You have to, that wasn't me. I mean, I was myself, but it's just like, that was my work self. Like, I wasn't comfortable being myself around them. So it was like I was faking 8 hours of my day. So boom, did my 2-week notice, called her in, I handed it to her. When I tell you, she looked like her world stopped. And she read it. She was like, are you serious? I was like, yeah. So, because my job, and I already knew what it was, the job that I had, I was an auditor. So, the lady that trained me, she trained me. I got her job. She had been in that position for like 25 years. And she was the only one that did that position. So, when I got hired, she trained me her way. She was the only one that knew how to do what she did. But in the midst of me, when I first started, they switched over to a new system. So now the old system is done with. So now it's a new system. I'm the only one that's been trained because they bring trainers in, whoever software or something they brought, and they train us for like 2 to 3 weeks. So the lady that trained me, she's going back to New Hampshire, like where she stayed in a whole nother state. Because this is just her job. They just come and help you and help you set up the software and train you on it. So when they trained me, I was the only one they trained. And I used to be like, you don't want to have somebody else sitting here with us? Because I'm not reliable. I used to think that, like, why am I the only one know how to do this? This is not safe for y'all. Because I knew I wasn't really, going to make this my career. But I never said nothing. But I used to be like, y'all weird. That's weird. You just going to get one person to do this? What if something happened? Anyway, so I was the only one that knew how to do my position. They were panicking. She ran out the office, and I was just like, she came back and offered me more money. I think she offered me like $1 more. So I would have been at $13.50. I almost took it. I was like, no, I was like, I done already did this. I done already did that. I hadn't did not a thing. We hadn't even had the truck. Yeah, we didn't even have the food truck yet. This was all a thought, a conversation. And she came back and she offered me more money, a raise. I was like, oh, y'all want me? No, I'm just playing. So I was like, no, I did this, I did that. And I just stayed firm. And she was like, well, what about $150? No, I'm like, no. So after that, 2-week notice in, I'm going to work Nobody's talking to me. They would not speak. It was so awkward. It was so awkward. Like, how you go from speaking like we coming, hey DeAndrea, good morning DeAndrea, how you doing DeAndrea, to nothing. Yeah, that was my confirmation. I was scared, but how they treated me after I put my 2-week notice in, it made my decision a little more easier, because they turned into mean hags.